As a holiday gift, we're reaching through our Patreon paywall and bringing forth one of the exclusive and one of our favorite AMAs. Stands for Ask Me Anything. That's where Patreon members ask me anything at all that crosses their mind. Not only by sending in their questions in advance, but also by accessing our recording live. Normally that's only for Patreon members, but today we're bringing that out for all of you to see. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Patreon Live. You might see this as a later recording, but right at this moment, we have a live audience on the internet. And Chuck, you got questions. And these are like basically AMAs, right? Ask me anything.
Ask me anything.
Yeah.
And we do mean anything. And I have to tell you, I'm disappointed.
Because they're not as anything as they could be?
No, it's all science. We can do that anytime. Like, you got the man right here. Ask him anything. You know what I mean? Real stuff. Anyway, like, yeah, you ever missed a mortgage payment? Like, see, that's what I would not know. You ever missed a mortgage payment? Neil deGrasse Tyson?
They're after me now. Right. Yeah, it's the time to ask like weird stuff if you need to, because we're here.
Right. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get to Lawrence, who says, hello to all. My question probably won't fit any podcast. Well, that's why it's here.
Good.
Lawrence.
There it is.
If our universe was being looked at through a microscope for the first time, how long would it take to discover us? So you can see the entire universe the way we would look down, say, on a specimen in a microscope, and you see all the bacteria in that little slide, and within that, which would be all the galaxies.
Yeah.
What would it take for? First of all, you need an electron microscope because that's how.
No, you have to, so it's worse than that.
It's worse than a electron microscope.
So here's what you have to ask.
Go ahead.
The way to address that question is how many orders of magnitude?
Right.
And that's science speak for powers of 10.
Right.
How many orders of magnitude is the universe bigger than the size of us on Earth?
Okay. Forget it. Because the answer is you can't conceive. That's the answer.
It's... I have it in one of my books.
Oh,
it's
really?
Something like 35 orders of magnitude. Okay? So whatever is your microscope, it has to go 1/10, and then another 10th, and then a 10th of the 10th,
and then a 10th of the 10th of the 10th, and a 10th of the 10th of the 10th of the 10th.
Okay, exactly.
So basically you're looking at half a quark.
Right. So the question is the full universe size down to us?
Right.
The same as our size down to
our smallest particle.
To our quarks.
Right.
And it kind of is similar.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, there's a famous 10-minute video made in the 1970s called Powers of 10.
Ooh.
You know what they do? I'm sure it's online. It was made by the Eames couple, Charles and Ray Eames. They were designers, but also deeply
very famous for the Eames chair.
The Eames chair,
very
and they were very fluent in science and wanted to use their design sensibilities to teach science.
Look at that.
And so, they had a black and white version of this, which was like a pilot, but the real one is like 1978, I think it is, 77. Okay. And it's in color, so you'll know you're looking at the real one.
Right.
And they start on a park in Chicago with a couple just sitting there having a picnic.
Very nice.
And they say, this is a scene 1 meter by 1 meter. And every 10 seconds, we will zoom out by a factor of 10.
Whoa, look at that.
And so you do that, and you do that, and you do that. And then the park shrinks down, Earth shrinks down, the moon orbit shrinks down, the galaxy shrinks down. Everything shrinks down, and you get out to the outer reaches of the known universe. And then they say, we will now go back to our person, zooming back 1 power of 10 every second, okay, or every 2 seconds. And they get there, and now they zoom into that 1 square meter, 1/10 of the way in, all the way in.
While we were gone, ants got into our food. This is what we were able to determine. We have been eating ants the entire time we've been zooming out.
There is no picnic without ants in your food. So you can see how many steps, powers of 10 steps it takes. Now, obviously, the physical distance is closer between the the atom in your skin,
Right.
and the size of your
the edge of the observable universe. Like,
no, so yes, your face is closer to the atom in your finger than the edge of the universe is to your face.
Right.
That's not how to think about it.
Right.
Think about it as powers of 10 and what your microscope would need to be.
Orders of magnitude is the way to look at this.
We do not have microscopes that can span 35 orders of magnitude.
Right.
Yes, so forget it.
Look at that.
They would never know that we were alive and thriving here.
So the real answer is you are nothing.
That was not the message I was trying to convey.
Here's the real
here.
answer, okay? If you ever been in a relationship with a woman who broke up with you, she already gave you shit. You ain't shit, okay? That's what you...
Damn, what kind of relationships have you had?
Ooh, I had some doozies.
All right.
Let me just tell you, getting a car fixed from being keyed costs a lot. That's all I'm going to tell you.
And getting keyed is not a new key that fits the lock.
No.
It's a different verb.
Oh, whole different.
To be keyed.
To be keyed.
Right.
Oof. All right. Oh, that was great.
Okay, so
Thanks, Lawrence.
so there's a lot in there
Yeah.
and a lot to think about.
Super cool, man.
You got it. Mhm.
All right. This is Dr. Cool Young Booger.
Okay.
He's from Monroe, Georgia.
There are no cool boogers out there, I think, but go on.
Okay.
Although,
yeah.
one of the characters in Revenge of the Nerds was nicknamed Booger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he was a pretty cool booger. So he says, hey, Chucky baby, this is Dr. Murray Monroe from Georgia. You know what's up. All right.
Okay.
He says, I have a serious inquiry for Dr. Tyson's contemplation.
Good.
Is it possible that, one, the sun is actually God taking up galactic bomb trip, basking in its glow, and that, two, nighttime is just when he's kicking it before he reloads?
Okay. So a couple of things.
We said ask us anything. This guy did it.
That's good.
He understood the assignment.
Okay. Okay, a couple of things.
Go ahead.
There is no end of early civilizations that associated the sun with God.
Absolutely. The sun being a deity.
Sun is, and why wouldn't it be?
It's the giver of life.
You know, everyone knows that.
Exactly.
And even if you didn't know that, you knew, even if it wasn't explicitly in your thoughts, you knew that it gave life to food.
Right.
To crops.
Exactly.
That you then would eat.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you didn't think your life depended directly on the sun,
mm-hmm.
plant life depends directly on the sun, and you would know that.
depend on plant life.
And you depend on plant life.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're carnivorous,
Right.
and you eat the cow, what does the cow eat?
Cow's eating grass and plant life. Vegetation.
Yeah, cow is a biological machine to turn grass into steak.
Yes, it is.
We invented it. Cows, there are no herds of wild cows,
bovines
wandering the countryside.
It'll never work.
Is that what they're saying?
They're such sad creatures.
No, if you watch them when they know they're not going to get eaten and slaughtered, they're pretty happy on the farm.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them just kicking around and just having fun.
Yeah, until they realize they're being fattened up for the kill. And then they get sad. They're going to kill us.
And you know that thing, the cow jumps over the moon?
Yes.
So I thought about that.
Go ahead.
And I concluded that they really want to do that. And they're actually saying, moon.
They're trying to reach their goal, their potential.
Moon.
Trying to realize they're trying to
the end at the end. Moon.
Very nice.
All right. So the God was understandably a deity.
Right.
Until astrophysics came in the
along,
picture.
and then all these, heliophysicists of the early age of man effed it all up. Just took away all hope,
all the joys
all
of
the
the God,
joy and the hope and the,
So I joke about Manhattan Henge.
Right.
For those who are not New Yorkers, you might not know there's 2 days of the year where the grid in Manhattan,
mm-hmm.
the cross streets exactly align with the setting sun.
Right.
Because the sun sets at different spots.
Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Except at the
What's
equator.
it called when the sun moves in that figure infinity
That's something
motion?
else. That's an analemma.
The analemma.
It's a whole other thing.
I know it's a whole other thing.
That's a whole nother.
It just, when you said it's a different spot every day, it made me think of the analemma.
The sun is not doing the same thing every day. So it sets on the grid, and there are 2 days a year. One of them is around Memorial Day.
Okay.
And the other one happens to land during MLB's All-Star break.
Oh, okay.
So I joke that in the apocalyptic Earth, where they dig up the grid of Manhattan, anthropologists of the future will presume that grid was intentionally aligned with the sun, because we'd be ancient peoples to them, right? And they'd say, so they did it on purpose
to make the sun fall in these particular
in those particular times,
points.
And they would conclude that in America we worship war and baseball.
True. By the way, they wouldn't get that wrong. I mean, honestly. We have two gods in this country, money and violence. Those are our two gods.
There it is. There it is. And in terms of the sun going away, we learned that Earth rotates and the sun sets.
Right.
And so you can't, if we saw the sun just turn off.
That's a different story.
That would be interesting.
Right.
Now, that actually happened in a letter someone wrote to me. I never told you this.
No, you didn't.
Okay. There's a woman who found old letters in her attic. Okay, I got this letter early days of the planetarium before we rebuilt the place, and so I'm going through them. And I'm going through my voicemails, and one of them says, "Dear Dr. Tyson, I found a letter written by my great grandfather, or multiple generations removed.
Old dude.
Okay, he was in a." Whatever the East Coast version of a Conestoga is, but it's not a Conestoga. What do you call them?
The covered wagons.
Covered wagon.
It's just covered wagon.
On a covered wagon through Massachusetts.
Okay.
And he writes that all of a sudden it started getting dark. And then it got completely dark. And he was a preacher. And he said to his family, everyone come off the wagon, kneel down
and
pray right now.
Dear Lord.
For salvation, okay?
Please, Jesus, pay the light bill for Earth. Jesus! We need somebody to pay the light bill for Earth. I'm calling on you, Father.
Stop. Just pay the light bills. So he said, be prepared to meet your maker.
Right.
And prayed that we don't have to. They prayed, then it got bright again.
So instead of praying the gay away, they prayed the eclipse away.
Well, there were no gay people back then.
That's true.
They weren't invented until later.
Until like 1998. And then like 10 years later, trans people came along. First the gays, then the trans.
Right.
Before that, there was,
Right.
Like there's no gays in Russia.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there are none.
Right. And no left-handed people in the Middle East.
Right.
So the point is, she asked me, could he have witnessed an eclipse, a total eclipse of the sun? So I checked my notes, and there was, in fact, a total solar eclipse over Massachusetts, and that I was able to then tell her exactly what day and time he would have written this letter and said this.
Wow.
Okay, because eclipses are that.
They're that precise.
They're badass in that way. Here's the point. Any educated person, and clergy at the time would be educated people,
right?
Because you got that by going to university,
right?
Would have known about eclipses.
So, of course.
Okay, they've been known since antiquity. So for him to not figure that out told me it must have been overcast.
Right, because he wasn't able to see the actual movement of the moon coming in front of the sun to block it.
And he didn't quite put two and two together that maybe it was still happening behind the clouds.
Yeah. So it would have been a total solar eclipse hidden by cloud cover, which would have made it even worse.
Well, this is why he went religious on it.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be a case where he believed the sun was going away.
Off. Right.
And that would be that's where the sun is replenishing its bong.
Right. Exactly. That's God. God taking a bong break and then reloading.
Well, so that's the answer to that question, Mr. Booger Man.
Dr. Booger.
Okay.
All right. Very cool.
'Tis the season. For a limited time here at Star Talk, we're going to offer a discounted access to membership categories of our Patreon community. Get you a little closer to what we do and how we do it. There are gifts at different levels, and it's discounted for the holiday season. And somewhere down here are the codes. Check it out.
This is
Okay.
all right. Here we go. This is Raul Varma.
Our producer is telling us my answers have to be shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raul Varma Sickenham, who's from Jersey City, New Jersey, right across the water here.
Last name Sickenham?
Sickenham.
That's not how you pronounce that.
Sickenham.
Really? Spell it.
Sickenham. Sickenham.
Thank you. That sounds better.
It's Sickenham. That's how it's said. Okay, there you go. But I'm going to just call you Sick Man, all right? All right? Raul, Sick Man. That's what you are now. All right? So and be happy because I gave you a name. This doctor, he says, hello, Dr. Tyson. Lord nice. I am Raul from Jersey City, New Jersey.
That's right across the river.
Right across the river. He says, I want to get a suggestion on a book I am working on. Bell test on brains and bird flocks. In a story universe, scientists claim they have measured a Bell inequality violation, CHSH, around 2.7, in a system involving living neurons and coordinated bird flocks, suggesting non-classical correlations in a macroscopic biological network. Okay, so somehow these assholes are, I'm sorry, somehow these birds are connected mentally. All right. In a real world, what would an airtight experimental design look like to test this claim given decoherence and noise? And what would you need to see before you seriously entertain living entangled networks as more than a clever loophole in the setup?
Yeah, so it's some fictional story.
It is a fictional story. So he's
like
giving you the parameters for this fictional story.
Yeah, who knows what the future of entanglement will be in terms of, can we get macroscopic entanglement?
Right.
There was a Nobel Prize
We just had him on.
when we just had the guy on.
That's right.
Who won the Nobel Prize for macroscopic tunneling.
That's right.
Was it tunneling?
Tunneling. Macroscopic tunneling inside of a integrated circuit.
In a circuit, correct. And circuit's been integrated long before schools were.
That's a good one.
No, actually it's not. The integrated circuits came later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
anyway, I don't care. I'm going to make that joke.
That's a good joke.
People are stupid. They don't know the difference. You can say anything nowadays.
Integrated.
Go ahead.
Is your circuit integrated? I don't want
Yeah. That'll be a cold day in hell before I have an integrated circuit up in my motherboard. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why I had these dark ass circuits coming up on my motherboard like this.
a racist motherboard.
I'll tell you right now, I stand here on the steps of this courthouse, and I stand here to let you know. Segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever in these integrated circuits. There'll be a cold day in hell before I ever have that happen in my motherboard. All right. Anyway.
So the future of this is fascinating because could we just be communicating with each other in, through time and space in this way? So I would say just run with it. Just presume we figured out a way to do it, and then make your story.
There you go. There doesn't have to be 100% credible feasibility to every single scientific fictional construct.
But do a Mark Twainian thing. Which Mark Twain uttered this following line: first get your facts straight, then distort them at your leisure.
There you go.
So you've got the entanglement, you got the vocabulary going there. You know enough about what's going on at the quantum scale.
Right.
Just up it.
Yeah.
Up it.
Yeah.
And one way to do it is you do what my boy did, George Gamow. Okay. I read his books when I was a kid.
Okay.
Very influential on me. He had a fictional series called Mr. Tompkins in Wonderland.
Okay, right.
And we talked about this.
Yes, it's where the laws of physics are slightly skewed in the different
the constants of nature are different.
Right, all the constants.
So in one world, he describes the speed of light is 60 miles an hour.
That's pretty wild.
So you're just driving down the street and you see all these relativistic effects just driving your car. So in this case, he'd have to change the value of Planck's constant to make it a more to make quantum phenomena a more macroscopic manifestation.
Right.
And so just run with it. Go for it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would give us the ability to talk to one another mentally.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool.
You send the thoughts through the tunnel.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, here we go. This is some dude from Denmark. Jesus Christ.
What do you got against What do you got? Tycho Brahe was Danish. Did you know this?
Yes, I know. You love that guy.
Tycho Brahe.
Tycho Brahe. Anyway, I'm a Gurrikaner from Denmark.
You're so bad at this, Chuck.
I am, man.
We got to put you through some kind of class or
No,
something.
no. I'm going to call you. Listen, your name is Amma. Hey, Amma. He says, hello, Dr. Tyson, Lord Knights. Greetings from Denmark. What steps should we take to prevent space junk from crashing into satellites and our own astronauts in low Earth orbit?
You can't pronounce Earth orbit. That's why you can't pronounce anybody else's name. That's right into you. Orbit, Earth.
Orbit. Low Earth orbit.
Low orbit Earth.
Low orbit.
So...
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. The space station isn't in low Earth orbit.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And it's got all these big old solar panels.
Yes.
Sweeping through space.
Yes.
All right.
And it's still falling at 17,000 whatever per.
So it's curling towards the Earth.
Right.
And because of air resistance on it, because there's still some air molecules there, its orbit decays continually.
Yeah, you gotta.
So every now and then, you got to station keep and boost the thing up with whatever is the next. Back in the day, it was a space shuttle, but Soyuz or one of the SpaceX vessels gives it a little boost every time.
So when they dock, they give a little thrust and push it?
I don't know the protocol, but they have the capacity to do so.
That. Okay.
Right, because they have to make sure you push it in the right direction.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? You don't want to deorbit it by accident.
No, that's a China move. Sorry, China. But you know I'm right. Anyway.
So what was I talking about?
So anyway, you're saying that
so
in low Earth orbit, damn it, in low Earth orbit,
in low Earth orbit,
right? So we got all this junk now.
Yeah, so all the junk will eventually come out of low Earth orbit,
right?
Because it is hitting molecules,
right?
All right, so that is self-cleaning, and a lot of that'll burn up. Most will fall in the ocean. A third of all longitudes on Earth
is water.
Is spanned by the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
It's the great toilet bowl of space.
Yay.
Of space.
Right.
So if you drain the Pacific, you find all kinds of stuff.
Good stuff.
Got plunked down in there. Generally, we put it there on purpose. If a satellite is falling out of the sky uncontrolled, it could land anywhere.
Right, that's the whole problem. It doesn't make where, you don't know where it's going to go.
You don't know where it's going to. So the stuff in low Earth orbit would eventually clean itself out.
Okay.
But as you get higher up, there aren't enough air molecules to slow the stuff down and pull it down in. So to eat their orbital energy. So actually, a little known fact, if you slow down a spacecraft in orbit, it drops to a lower orbit and speeds up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Give me a second because I'm trying to process this.
Every orbit that's lower than a high orbit is moving faster.
Oh, moving fast because you're in a lower orbit.
You're in a lower orbit.
Yeah,
okay.
You have to move faster because you're still going around the Earth.
You're still going around the Earth.
So the higher you are, the slower the orbit is.
So if I drop your orbit, you will speed up.
Right.
Okay.
That's so funny. So you slow
if
down.
I take away,
you slow down the speed up.
And you end up speeding up.
Right.
And this is what makes docking very interesting because and Buzz Aldrin was one of the first to do the orbital mechanics on this when he was a student at MIT.
Really?
Buzz Aldrin, getting a master's degree, an advanced degree in orbital mechanics. So if you are coming from underneath and you want to dock from below, then how do you catch it? Okay. So because you're going faster than it if you're sitting below it.
Right.
So
you really want to dock side by side.
Yeah. So you what you do is you boost your energy and then you slow down to match its speed. So it's there's a reason why it's called rocket science.
True. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it is rocket science. So as you're higher up, then it's not going to fall out, and it is a hazard. A complete hazard to other satellites.
Right.
The debris is moving 18,000 miles an hour sideways.
Right.
He's in Europe, so let's convert that. He's going 28,000 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
Okay, sideways, and that if you get hit by that, that's That's all she wrote.
It'll hurt.
Yeah, it'll hurt, and it'll break up your other satellite.
Yeah.
And the stuff that's really high up at geosynchronous, that's never coming out.
And so what is the...
We're accumulating trash and with no plan to get rid of it.
Exactly. Well, that makes sense. We're human.
We're peeing in our own tub.
That's right. Yeah.
So
We're pooping in the pool.
It'll interfere with our future commerce,
Right.
our security,
Communications.
and communications,
Everything. Now, what is the syndrome called where one breakup leads to more collisions, which lead to more breakups, which leads to more collisions, which leads to, and it's a runaway effect?
Yes, it's called the Kessler effect. 1978.
Nice.
I forgot his first name, Thomas Kessler. He did the math on this, and it was Donald Kessler. That doesn't feel right.
Donald anything doesn't feel right.
Only Donald Duck.
That's it. The only Donald that feels okay is Duck.
So Donald, we'll call him Donald Kessler.
Donald
I think I had that
Kessler.
wrong.
Okay.
And so he did the math on this, and there's a critical number of satellites above which you are susceptible to this effect.
Wow.
And because you break one satellite into 10 pieces,
Those
it takes
10
out 10
pieces
others.
go out and take out others.
10 others.
Right.
And then each one takes out 10 others.
Right.
Go 1 to 10 to 100 to 1,000. Within several orbits, there's complete destruction of 100% of the satellites.
Makes sense.
That's the scenario shown in the movie Gravity.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's what happened.
Yes. All right.
Terrifying. I saw that in IMAX.
It was great.
Terrifying.
Those are great scenes. Those are some of the best space scenes ever.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's no plan.
Except it got corny at the end.
It did get corny at the end. It got corny at the end.
Okay, I won't ruin it. Anyway, all right. This is last question from Jared Higby. Thank your parents, Jared. For Chuck Nice says thanks for giving you just a regular name. Jared Higby from Alamo, Nevada. He says, hello, Dr. Tyson, Lord Chuckles.
You even said it right, Nevada. That's how they say it locally.
They say it, Nevada.
Nevada.
He says, this is Jared from Alamo, Nevada. My question is, Dr. Tyson, what do you dream about? Dr. Tyson has mentioned several times about how easy it is for him to take a nap. And so I wondered what adventures his sleeping mind takes him. I will keep asking this question until I get an answer. Hey, he sounds like Freddy Krueger.
I'm watching
you, Dr. Tyson. Don't fall asleep.
Ever.
I will be in your dreams.
So that's a perfect sort of Patreon behind closed doors question.
Absolutely.
So it is true. I can nap almost anywhere at any time in almost any body posture. So I can just curl up right here and go to nap.
I've seen you do it.
I can do it. Now you're yawning. Did that make you yawn?
You made me tired.
I could do it.
You sleep on a plane. I can't believe it.
On an airplane, yeah. I can do that.
Yeah, and you're a big guy, and you can sleep on a plane. I don't get it.
Yeah, it might have been my years of dance.
Really?
Yeah, because when you dance,
you're tired.
Your body, you're in complete control of every appendage of your body. Okay. You know what it's doing, how and why, and as a result, no matter what position your body's put in, that's just what it's in.
You can relax very easily.
In that position.
Right.
Correct.
No, that makes sense.
There, people always have to, I'm not comfortable here. Let me move.
Toss and turn.
Right. If you see what dancers do, they can do anything on the stage. Not that this was not the Bolshoi. I was on like college troops. But still, I was very comfortable. And that might have sort of been some an early sort of baptism in being comfortable in almost any situation. So what do I dream about? I typically dream about, when I do dream and when I remember them, a recap of events in my life.
Okay.
So I don't dream new things, I don't dream new ideas. A lot of my new ideas, they come
while I'm
alert
conscious and awake.
And conscious and awake. So that's all. It's nothing weird. I don't have weird dreams. It's pretty boring, I would say.
Okay.
And but I own the book, the Freud book that he wrote, 100 and how many years ago, the analysis of dreams, and it's all bullshit.
Oh God, yes.
I'm sorry to say.
I mean, come on.
What I mean by that is, he will interpret it for you, but you get another psychologist. They'll have a completely different. So there's no coherence to it. And in science, without coherence, you're really just making shit up.
Of course. Yeah.
So I'm not going to look at my dream and then get a Freudian interpretation of it because I'm not convinced of any of that.
Yeah. I like the fact that I forget the last thing that I read about dreams and how they just may be the garbage disposal of your mind.
To shake out the things that don't make sense right.
It's like it's on a subconscious level. You're just emptying the trash.
And
the way you go into your computer.
And if you prevent it from sleep, because your body doesn't need the sleep as much as your brain does.
Yes.
Your brain is the one that really needs the sleep.
Your brain is the one that needs everything. Yeah. Like almost all of the calories that you eat, they go straight to operating your brain.
Plus, when Jesus went into the desert and he starts hallucinating.
Right.
Okay. He hadn't slept in like a long time. I forgot exactly how long.
Well, he was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
No, don't confuse him with Moses.
No. Jesus was also in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was his...
So everybody was a 40-day thing.
I mean, 40 is
that's infinity. It's in a long time in the Bible.
Yes.
Which is why 39 lashes was not infinity.
Right.
Right? For when Jesus got whipped.
Right.
You give him 39 lashes, that was humane.
Right.
40 would be like...
Right, that's pushing it.
That's pushing it. Don't go there.
Yeah.
But if you
Not one more lash.
if you spend a long time not asleep, your brain just can't handle it.
Oh, no. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. All right. Well, that was cool.
Okay, we got to end that there.
Okay.
So now we go live questions rather than...
There's people doing my job. I don't know if I appreciate this. Asking your own damn questions.
They might even pronounce their own name correctly.
Well, that's the one. Is it Kevin the Sommelier?
That it is.
It's Kevin the
Sommelier. Hey, Kevin. What do you drink? What's the last thing you drank?
What's drinking good, buddy?
Right this.
Nice.
So little Island Vineyards, little Syrah.
Nice.
2019.
2019 Syrah, huh? From Island Vineyards?
Islay.
Islay, okay.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
I never knew how to
Napa
pronounce
Valley,
that.
North Calistoga.
Yeah. Spell that. Spell E.
Eisele.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Islay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen that. That's how you pronounce that. I didn't know that.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out. What's the
It's
price
a word
point?
with S's in it, and you don't pronounce any S's.
Yeah,
So
Islay.
that-
Yeah. Sounds very French. We don't like the S.
I mean, especially this time of year, holiday, you're doing some roasts.
Yeah, a Syrah. I mean,
yeah.
there was a day I that was my wine of choice, the Syrah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hardly ever found a bad Syrah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because there's always a lot of good stuffing in it, and a lot of good features.
Right.
And then you put it with any roast this time of year. It works.
Any kind of meat works with a Syrah. Like, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
All right, so what you got, sir?
So, kind of keeping on the wine theme, if you had to build a cosmic wine flight, what would the three objects be to the best tell the story of the universe?
Wow.
Oh.
Look at you, man. How long did you stay up thinking of that question? Jesus Christ.
Well, I once hosted a tasting where all the labels were cosmic labels.
Oh, okay.
A cosmic label-themed tasting. So, there was like Planeta is like an Italian. Oh, there you go, Australis. Very good.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, that's Aussie Shiraz and that's the Southern Cross on that. That's a good one. That costs a couple of dollars right there.
Okay.
But he's a sommelier, so he's allowed to hold up expensive
of
wine.
course. I mean, he's just doing research.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's science.
Yeah, he's
R&D.
never bragging. I'm just doing my job.
So I like it when winemakers are inspired by
the
cosmic
cosmos.
themes. Another one, a whole winemaker in California, remind me his name. He had the Pleiades. He had Orion. He must have done well in his Astro 101.
Yeah.
No bad feelings after that.
Right.
And so it'll come to me in a minute. So we did that, and what we found was that in all cases, the labels were better than the wine.
Well, I did a focus group once for, they're not a...
Wait, the winemaker's Thackeray.
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 Yeah. But they're not a inventor, but they represent a bunch of winemakers. And wine labels are a $1 billion a year business. Had no idea.
What do you mean by that?
It is a $1 billion.
What do you mean by that?
The wine industry pays more than $1 billion a year to figure out the right label to go on the bottle to represent not only what's in the bottle, but to market it, because most people sell it from the shelf. The idea is to sell the wine from the shelf.
As you walk, because you go into Total Wine, there's a bajillion wine bottles there.
And most people don't have an experience where they can just look at a wine and say, oh, it's this, 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 and this.
It's this year, this vineyard, this thing.
So guess what the number one thing that causes people to buy a wine is?
The word oak on the label.
No, the label.
Just the label.
Just the label.
Okay.
It's the number one factor that goes into a purchase of a wine.
So all these labels were better than the wine that was in them. However, the wine that was in them was better than a randomly purchased other bottle. Okay. I had some other bottles that were like in tandem with it. They were all better than their counterparts.
Okay.
But they weren't as good as you would hope they would have been because of the label itself.
Okay. They didn't live up to the label.
Okay. So here's what I might do. I might serve a Willamette Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Why? Ask me. Willamette. This would be Willamette Valley in Oregon.
Okay.
Because right here in our whole of the universe, we have a Willamette meteorite.
Whoa, look at that.
Which was found in Willamette, Oregon.
Okay.
We don't think it hit there. We think it fell in Canada on a glacier.
And then it didn't like the healthcare.
It migrated.
So it came down to Oregon.
Yeah, glaciers never go north. They always go right. So it brought the reason why we think that there was no impact record
crater
where it was.
Right.
So then we think it just got plunked down there. But if we want to tell the story of the cosmos, meteors hitting planets.
Can't beat that.
It took out the dinosaurs, but it pried open an ecological niche
for us,
enabling our mammalian ancestors to aspire to evolve into something other than
food. Because that's all we were. All mammals.
Snacks.
That's right. Snacks.
Snacks.
The dinosaurs were just like, if there was a God, I would thank it right now because this thing is delicious.
So I think that tells a big story in a very simple way.
Yeah.
Of at least our universe being alive within it and not coexisting with the dinosaurs at the same time.
But when you think about it, that makes sense because even the seeding of everything comes out of something else exploding.
And the meteors deliver base ingredients.
Exactly.
We found amino acids on meteorites and other organic molecules.
Yeah.
So I would have a Willamette Pinot Noir tasting, I think. And Pinot Noir is their feature grape.
Of course, that's a grape for Oregon.
And you got to love a Pinot Noir.
Oh, man. And by the way, Oregon Pinot Noir, they did the right thing in Oregon. They were like, you know what? Let's just do one thing really well.
And you know how they arrived at that?
No, I don't.
They looked at a map and say, we're about the same latitude as Burgundy.
There you go.
Maybe we can do what they do.
what they do.
Yeah.
Now let's go get some soil from Burgundy.
Let's go get
Cambridgian soil.
Yeah, we need that.
So that would be my easy out on that. But you know what else I would do?
What?
I would bring in a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Oh, sparkles.
Sparkles, okay. Because the Dom himself was rumored to have said, upon his accidental double fermentation of the yeast in his white wine,
which led to the effervescence,
because the first fermentation gives you the alcohol, and the second round you get the CO2.
Right.
Okay. He tastes it, but stumbles on it.
Right.
Because he's trying to make a white wine.
Right.
Stumbles on it, and it says, I believe I'm tasting the stars.
Look at that.
So now we get the meteorites and we get the stars.
Look at that.
In there.
There we go.
And we got to throw in an Italian, something from Tuscany. Okay?
Really?
A super Tuscan.
Okay.
Let's say. Because then while we sip that, we can quote Galileo.
All
right? Galileo, who said,
I'm high as hell right now. That's what Galileo said.
Is that what he said?
He said, this wine got me rocked, baby. I am so hot.
So he said the sun keeps the planets in orbit on their appointed paths, yet it somehow manages to ripen a bunch of grapes as though it had nothing else in the universe to do.
Ooh.
That's a mic drop right there.
That's good.
That's some sun worship right there. I like it.
No, I think I paraphrased that a little, but
it's a great line.
So you get a Tuscan wine from Italy, homage to.
So that's your Galileo.
Yeah, and you get a French sparkler, champagne.
There's your Dom Perignon. There's your stars.
There's your stars, and then we get a Wilhelm Pinot. That's the whole universe right there.
And there's your tasting. Yeah, what a nice question there.
Thank you, Kevin.
That was great
for staying on brand.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was good stuff. So, how much is that Australis?
The Australis?
Australis.
That Australis probably retail. You're probably looking 600.
Wait, 600? Is that much? Was it that much?
That's a lot of money.
Okay, I remember it was a little cheaper than that.
That's because you bought it a long time ago.
At the time, yes.
Yeah, he bought it a long time ago.
Tariffs.
Yeah, he's got a big cellar in the basement.
Yeah, it costs real money. It's
tons of wine.
It's the flagship wine of that winemaker. Yeah.
So you got any in your cellar?
A couple, yeah, but I bought it long. I didn't pay $600.
Oh, well, you don't like. Well, I mean, but you buy stuff and.
I have 2 bottles left from 05 and 06.
05 and wow.
Yeah. So they got a couple of years on it. What year was yours?
They can hold. This one's a 2011.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yours is like $1,300.
It can hold.
If I put it back on the market,
but you probably get $1,300.
I don't do it to sell it. I do it to.
I know what you do it for.
All right, Kevin. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man. That was good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Islay. That's what we got to get.
Cheers.
We got to get some Islay Syrah.
Okay.
Right. Thanks, Kevin.
Next up.
Who's up?
Welcome.
James. It's James.
Sorry, Chuck. You got another guy from Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your name is James. Okay.
I'm originally from Philly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot
exactly.
that. I forgot that. You're from Philly.
So can you see both of us? You have the screen on full, and you can see both of us. You should be able to.
Yeah, I can see you both.
All right. So what you got, James?
Well, I was going to ask you a question about machine consciousness, but then I realized you're probably bored to death of that question.
That's good. There could be some interesting stuff in there.
It's a serious thing.
Bring one on. Bring one on.
Okay, so I got that, but I had a non-science question.
Oh, well, let's go with that.
No, I got something to say about machine consciousness.
Oh, yeah, but let's go with the non-science, and then we can get into
Do you have
that.
a more precise question for it, or should I just delve into it?
Yeah, I just wondering, I'm not convinced that machines will attain consciousness, right? Because everything that we see that has consciousness is some like fatty, gooey brain. So there seems to be some kind of
biological component.
Yeah, biological component,
fatty gooey biological component. Yeah.
And I'm just involved in a cognitive science project at work that makes me think about this. And we just got AI, and I hate it. It's stupid. It's oversold.
Well, AI is stupid. That's why. Right now it is.
Yes. Right now
AI is stupid. It's not intelligent at all.
All right.
But it's headed towards that.
But before you answer, I think I recall Werner Vinge even kind of reversed his thinking a little bit about the singularity event and machines attaining self-awareness.
Well, I was never a fan of the singularity projection. I think it was oversold.
Yeah.
It's a nice thought to put a cautionary tale on what we're doing, but yeah, I agree. I was not as convinced as some others were.
Well, what I'm convinced about the singularity and what I think...
To remind people, singularity would be when the human mind and the power of computing and the internet
come together and become a single unit.
And that would be a proscenium through which civilization passes.
Right. And the next true being to take over everything will be this new hybrid machine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's where I think the true admonition of that.
In fact, didn't we interview Mr. Singularity himself? I think he's in our archives. What's our boy's name?
The Nobel Prize winner?
No. Ray Kurzweil.
Ray Kurzweil, twice.
Yeah, we have Ray Kurzweil on here because he has his second book, the singularity is nearer.
Right.
The first one was singularity is near.
Nearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the next one is like, watch out.
So
It's right behind you.
let me offer my perspective here, and I derive this perspective from a single scene in the movie I, Robot.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know if this is taken directly from the book, the original book that Isaac Asimov wrote, or that was added to the movie because I've only seen the film. All right. As you may know, operating systems with every next release are bigger and clumsier than ever, but the computing power of the machine has continually exceeded the clumsiness of the software, so that you're not noticing the inefficiencies.
So what happens is they add a bunch of bloat, but the sheer technological prowess of what's advancements actually hide the bloat, and so that you don't know it.
And only a couple of times in the past have there been complete rewrites.
Right.
Okay. So for example, when Apple went to OS X, okay, System 10, we went from System 9 to System 10. That was a complete rewrite. Okay. And I saw things were like smooth after that. And then there was another complete rewrite after that, but I don't know that it has happened since then. Point is, there's leftover code that was never excised from the previous functionality of your operating system. You're just kind of overriding it. Okay, the machine wants to do this. You say, okay, don't go there, go here instead. But that code is still dangling.
Right.
Okay? All right. In iRobot, it was hypothesized that their consciousness was the manifestation of electrical pathways, of decision pathways in the leftover dangling code that was within their brain.
Okay.
So that they could make decisions that were not previously programmed in.
Right.
There were just other pathways that were there for them, but the higher level code didn't know about it, doesn't care about it, but the lower level code did.
Okay.
Okay. That's exactly what our brain is.
I was going to say that you just described the human brain.
The human brain.
When you look at even how the brain is built.
At the evolution of our brain, okay?
Yeah.
From the reptilian brain,
right.
all the nature doesn't redo the brain.
No, it just adds on top.
It makes the best work out of what was already there.
But see, that sounds to me like you're making a case for the emergence of consciousness.
Yes. That consciousness may be emergent from all the dangling participles that are in our brain left over from our reptilian mind.
Right.
And look at our behavior when provoked. Who was the Secretary of Transportation said, be nice to each other on the airplane? Okay. Do you remember he gave an announcement? Okay.
Was that Pete?
Pete Hegseth. Said,
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, Pete. No, it wasn't Pete. One of the other guys. I forgot who it was. Anyhow, he said, be nice to each other. Do you know why people are fighting and getting angry on the thing? If you take 200 people and cram them into tiny spaces where there's no food, no water, and you got to go to the bathroom and the temperature's hot, what the hell do you expect?
Spirit Airlines.
Okay. So you blame the people for behaving in primal ways when you stick them in a primal situation. The brain wiring resorts to rather than the higher level. So I'm suggesting, this is my long way to suggest, that the neurosynaptic baggage that we carry may be the entirety of our spontaneous decision-making that was not otherwise programmed rationally into us. And so much of human creativity is irrational thinking. The art that we do, the crazy ideas that become real, it's not about logic. It's about an idea that came out while you were on the toilet, while you were, wherever you were. So these robots were accessing programming that was not intended by the programmer.
So here's where I think
that may be the source of what we are calling consciousness. Otherwise, we would just be automatons, doing exactly what the wiring would have us do every single day in every single situation.
So now if you apply that to AI and you remove the fact that our brains are built on thousands upon thousands of years of evolution.
Hundreds of thousands,
millions.
Yeah.
One on top of the other. And you can actually see it from the amygdala all the way to the prefrontal cortex to the
all the way,
dorsolateral.
there it is.
Yeah, from back bottom to front top.
Yes.
Higher reasoning up top, you can see it. What is to say that the connectivity of AI will not end up being that same stacking that makes our brains what they are, will make computer brains what they are. Not necessarily the what we call AI now, but when we start connecting all of these AIs and they're all able to talk to one another, perhaps the emergent quality of consciousness may come out of that,
and it might
as opposed to the traditional singularity that we think about. That's the way I think of it.
It might be a different kind of consciousness.
Yes.
Because at every point in the programming, there was some rational reason for doing it.
Right.
Okay. Now, of course, in our survival, that was also true. So the question is, are there rational reasons that existed in the 1980s in that version of the operating system that would be viewed as irrational later on, or it's nonsensical, and then it will disrupt the line of thinking? And so my hope was always that AI would treat us nicer than we treat anything else, because it derives from computers. And computers are fundamentally logical sequences of decisions.
Yeah.
Whereas humans have never been that.
No, but the fact also is that computers are sociopaths. So let's be honest.
So Hal was a sociopath.
Grok, anybody?
Yeah, they're all
Elon Musk?
sociopaths. No, I mean,
no, thank you.
yeah, it's a great thing to think about.
Oh, another thing, just talk about what the training model. Did I tell you this?
No.
I'd say this on. So my cousin, there's a picture of my father dancing with his sister, okay, my aunt, at some party from 30 years ago. This is a photo of the two of them in embrace. It was some celebration. I don't remember what. You can give that to, I think, Grok or one of these AI image generators, and it can animate what's going on.
Oh yeah, they'll take them and make them dance.
Right. Okay. And there was like a Ferris wheel in the back, and it turned the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Right. So it has them dance. And I'm looking at it, and it's like, it was clearly trained on white people. I'm sorry. My father and his sister never danced like that.
Right.
Okay.
They were doing the box step.
Yeah, it was like a box step thing, and they would do a little more jitterbuggy, a little more, because they're from that era, you know, from the swing era.
Yeah.
And my father, and so it was so clear that whatever you're trying to do here was not fully modeled.
Yeah.
On it could at least said, well, these people have slightly darker skin, so let's up the dance game on it.
Exactly. Rhythm quotient increased by 26%. Rhythm quotient increased by 26%.
So anyway, we'll see about the future. You know, call in every month and we'll do the update. You know,
man.
of what that is.
Well, good luck with the project.
Yeah, good luck with the project to see how that comes out and what conclusions you draw from it.
Oh, thank you. And I'll just say in Danish, "Han god jul
Han god
og
jul.
glædelig nytår."
And what's that mean?
Have a Merry Christmas or Yule holiday.
Good Yule. Yeah.
And,
the Yuletide.
and a Happy New Year.
Well, thank you. And
Thanks so much, man.
Back at you. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
say
you.
it back. We'll say it back in American. Hey, happy holidays.
Yes, thank you. See?
Have a good one, man. Take care, James. Joel, there he is.
What's up, guys?
You know, we're not coming back to you unless we see Demi Moore in the photo. Okay, just this is the last time.
Next time, you got to make sure you have at least a picture of Demi Moore nearby. At least a picture.
A cutout
would be even great.
Or just a big sign in the back that says "No ghosting."
Yeah, there you go.
Good
I like
one.
that.
Good one.
So coincidentally, my question is also about a movie. I swear I prepared it before I heard what James said. It's about iRobot.
Yes.
It didn't make your list in your YouTube video about a year ago of your top 10 movies, giving them a grade. And now we're getting to the point where, I mean, Tesla made a robot that can actually dance, kinda. We're getting closer to these things. So I guess why didn't you put that on the list, or what would you give it as a grade today?
Yeah, thanks for that. It's certainly worth an honorable mention for how people were thinking about how the future might unfold.
Yeah.
Because there was also a morality tale in there. Because Asimov, in publishing that book, came up with the laws of robotics.
Right.
I forgot how many there are, 3 or 5, whatever the number is. One of them is a robot shall, when you program them, they have to satisfy these laws. They cannot bring harm
to a human being,
and they cannot not act in a way that could have prevented harm from the,
Right.
So the rules, the guardrails when you're making AI. So I get that. The reason why it didn't rise up higher on my list is because I have no confidence that that's the future that awaits us. It's that future is outdated in the following way. Mm-hmm. Everyone is thinking the robot is going to look human.
Yeah, a bipedal humanoid.
And the human form is not the ideal form for so many tasks that we would want a robot to perform.
Right.
All right. So my best example there would be, there was a day when you'd say, let me get a robot so that I don't have to drive my car. And so the robot gets in the car and drives the car. No, the car is the robot. The car is the robot.
Right.
All right. Almost anything you would want a robot to do for you, you can create a roboticized thing that is performing that task.
Yeah.
As a result, that task would be performed perfectly by that robot. The robots that assemble our cars. Joel, I don't know how old you are, but I'm old enough to remember any day you went to work, there was a finite chance, a very real chance, that your car won't start that morning. Mm-hmm. And all those cars were made by humans. All right. Today, if a car, my son saw a movie where the guy gets in the car, he tries to start it, can't. He says, "What's the matter?
What is wrong with that?
What's wrong?" He can't even wrap his head around that.
Right.
Like, what's going on? And is there gas in the car? Yeah. So why isn't the car starting? Because in the day, the cars were not all built perfectly. All right. Somebody might have been on break in the assembly line,
right?
And you missed the spark plug, or you missed something. So, my point is, those robots are exquisitely conceived and designed to build the car.
Right.
I don't need a robot to build my car and drive my car for me. That's not necessary, and it's probably more expensive to do that than to make the 6 different kinds of robots that are precisely designed for that task. Okay. Now I can get one. And by the way, is the one robot that's humanoid, is that the best design for what? But name something that you might want a robot to do, but not have a humanoid robot to do it. But what would it be?
Something you don't want a humanoid robot?
No, something that where the solution would be a robot, but not a humanoid robot.
Would be well, we have them already. They're called vacuum cleaners.
Well, yeah. And what do they call
They're called iRobot.
iRobot vacuum.
That's what they're called.
Right.
And what they do is they vacuum your home all the time, whenever it's necessary, on a schedule, and they look nothing like a humanoid. They look like a little round disc.
And it's not a robot pushing
a vacuum. It's not a robot pushing a vacuum.
Like Rosie.
Like Rosie and the Jetsons.
Right.
No, it's a little round disc. I have one at home. It just goes around and it goes to a docking station. It empties what it picked up.
Yeah.
It charges. And then it comes back and does more.
Right. And so no one is calling that AI today, but that's clearly what it was when it came out.
Yes.
So the AI bar continues to rise.
Right.
And, we don't think of Siri as AI. Who talks about Siri as AI anymore?
Exactly.
The people were freaking out when that came out.
Right.
And Siri, what's the shortest distance to grandma's house? And it calculates the traffic, how long it's going to get you there, what's the best route. And
Grandma does not want to see you. Go home. Go home.
Recalculating.
Your grandmother is tired. She finds you annoying. Go home.
So I was watching, who's that comedian? He's a Mexican, heavyset.
George?
No.
You're talking about Fluffy?
Fluffy. So Fluffy, one of my favorite jokes with him was he said he was choosing the Siri voice, because you can choose a male, female, right. And then he thought about that and he said, suppose I chose a black woman.
That's funny.
And he misses a turn. And I told you to take that turn.
What's your problem? You need to clean out your ears is what you need to do. And you done missed the exit. Now we're going to be late. Black Siri.
Each one had an attitude. But so anyhow,
Siri, find a restaurant near me. Now, you know you don't need to be eating nothing big as you are. Tell you what, I'm going to find you a salad. That's what I'm going to find you. Just sit your ass down. Matter of fact, you don't need to sit down. You need to stand up and walk around. You need to walk to go get a salad. That's what you need to do.
So anyhow, so I don't think the solution is everybody has a humanoid robot. And that's why it didn't rise up higher in my sense of their projections for the future.
But what may happen is because like the computer, when you think about it, it really became software based. It so that the calculations could expand to anything.
To anything.
To anything.
To any vessel.
To any vessel.
Yes.
So now what you might end up having, robot-wise, is a multi-purpose, multitasking machine. Probably not in this form that we are in with 2 arms and 2 legs. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But it would be some kind of machine that could do a bunch of other things. But
if you want to go there, give me a humanoid robot with 8 arms. Okay?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be like us. It would just be something where certain appendages would come out to do certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it'd probably be in a box.
Right, exactly.
To be honest, it'd probably be like a box.
Right.
And from that box, these other 6 or 16 different
Exactly. And I don't need to have to.
would
I don't need to have to talk to it.
Right.
It doesn't need ears and nose and mouth and with food. Just find another. So that's why it was not higher on that list.
But the real deal is this: the reason why there are humanoid robots, and everyone should understand this, is that will be the thing that makes us most comfortable being replaced.
What do you conclude? What?
Yeah. So when you walk in, it's already happening in Japan because they have a population shortage for like healthcare workers and senior care workers.
You're saying if the person greeting you at the reception desk is a humanoid robot,
right,
with emotions,
right,
what can express emotions,
exactly,
and feel your state,
you're far more comfortable with that than talking to a screen or a box or a column, and that's the reason why there's such a push for these humanoid type robots.
Interesting.
Because we psychologically are most primed after 50, 60 years or more.
Okay, so we're putting them in a human role.
Right.
Okay, so here's something I thought about. Apple was the first to have like windowing software. Well, it was Xerox, but to make a commercial product out of it. And how did they show how to discard a file? They showed a trash can. Because we're familiar with trash cans.
Right.
How do you show?
By the way, we don't even use those trash cans anymore. It's a little garbage pail with the top on it.
No, it used to be in the old Apple systems. It was a trash can with a lid.
Right, that's
and
what I'm
if
saying.
you put trash in it, the lid would
come up.
And then you see trash in it. So it was an attempt to make you comfortable with the same thing. And then the files went into folders because we have folders.
Right.
And the mail was a
little
envelope and a stamp.
And
And so what we really need for a next generation is rethink all of that, because no one uses stamps, no one uses envelopes, no one uses a trash can, because everything's a digital file. There might be a more inventive way to do that. So it could be the 2 generations forward, they don't need the person to look like a person because they never saw a person do that. It's not like my son. My son is 29. Do you realize he has never changed a light bulb in his life?
Because y'all rich.
We have robots doing it?
Y'all got robots?
No.
I mean, light bulbs existed 29 years ago.
He came of age when we swapped all of our light bulbs out with LEDs.
LEDs, yeah. Well, yeah.
And you didn't.
Well, you don't change
replacing
them.
it.
No,
so they don't know. Oh, the bulb is hot. You got to wait.
No,
you got to put it in a cloth.
Oh my God, I remember that. You couldn't touch a light bulb,
right?
Because it was really a heat source that just gave off light.
Exactly. A light bulb was like a heat lamp.
Yes, it was so damn hot. You could burn yourself trying to.
That's where most of the wattage went.
Yes.
You buy a 100-watt bulb. 95 of those watts is infrared coming out as heat.
Wow.
And 5 watts is coming out as light.
Yeah.
That's why a 5-watt LED is as bright as a 100-watt bulb. Original 100-watt bulb, whatever the equation is. It's around there. So anyhow, that's why. And by the way, that list was not just my favorites. It was just movies I had something to say about. Because one of them was the Disney movie, The Black Hole, which is one of the 10 worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
That was on that list just to fill out the grading system I think they got an F or an F minus or something. But thanks for watching that and thinking about what that had a lot of views. I think. How many views did that get? 4 million
4 million views. Oh, you need to do another one.
Yeah, this is my request for round 2. I mean, there's a lot more. You could do the 6th Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it was Bicentennial Man was Robin Williams as an android one.
Oh, there's also AI, the original Steven Spielberg AI movie.
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh yeah, he was involved in that.
Well, it's his movie.
It's his movie, and he brought on
Spielberg had to finish it.
Okay, so what you said that did.
Which, by the way, when you watch that movie, it's a brilliant movie, and then all of a sudden you see exactly where Steven Spielberg takes over the movie. I mean, it is brilliant. You can actually see where Steven Spielberg, where Kubrick ends and Spielberg begins. It's I love that movie for that reason.
So I will take your suggestion on advisement. We'll go to my producers. They're the one who told me to do the movie list. I say, a movie list, no one is going to watch that. Who cares what I think? I don't want to do that. And then we do it, it's got like freaking 4 million views.
Right, there you go.
So
you started off with a great hook. You're just like, number 1 was Black Hole, F.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do a Neil Reviews Movies, the sequel.
Oh, the sequel.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right, Joel.
Thanks, Joel.
Okay, stay busy.
Thanks, guys.
have a
Happy
great
Saturnalia.
All right.
Happy
Thank
Saturnalia.
Saturnalia, there you go. He's on it. So this is another one. I like these. This is what I like about them is their intimacy, because the Patreon, they're the ones who know us best.
Yes.
And they are closest to us.
Yeah, we get to let our hair down.
And let our hair down a little bit. That's good. That's good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Not that our hair comes down.
Well, you know.
It's not a black man thing.
No.
Let my hair down.
And we can't pick it out. So could say, well, we get to pick our hair out.
So yeah. And what's the pace of these? We do these once a month.
Right?
That's the right rate, I think.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
This was good.
Thanks for joining me on this.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you all in Patreon-verse for your support. And look for announcements in the new year about what we're doing with your support money, because we got some big plans.
All right.
For further experiments on the landscape of bringing the universe down to Earth.
So keep the pesos coming.
Otherwise, say hello to my little friend.
Exactly.
Who are you imitating there? I don't know.
That's it. Yeah. Say hello to my little friend. I never liked him. But I know he had my brother Manny killed.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you again. Bye.